Hello, my name is Mike Crandall with Sandler Training. I get the opportunity to spend the next few minutes visiting with Katie Francis of the Girl Scouts. She is part of the Girl Scouts Council of Western Oklahoma. What we're going to talk about for the next little bit of time is her and her selling of Girl Scout cookies. So Katie, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Katie. I'm a Girl Scout and I'm 11 years old. Actually, I just turned 12, March 8th.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I started Girl Scouts when I was in elementary school, and I went to James L. Dennis Elementary. And that's where most everybody from our troop came from.
Sure.
And our troop number is 3469.
I know that you kind of stand out amongst cookie sales. I know that last year you achieved some pretty impressive numbers, and then you set some goals for yourself. So take a couple of minutes and tell me what you did last year, and then tell me what your goals are for selling cookies this year.
Well, last year I sold 12,428 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. And this year, well, my original goal was to sell 18,100 to beat the world record of 18,000 set by Elizabeth Brenton in the mid-1980s. But then when I realized that, towards the end of the sale, when I realized that I think I'm going to get this goal and then surpass it, what do I want my higher goal to be? So I decided to raise it to 20,000.
Wow. So in 8 weeks, you've set a goal to sell 20,000 boxes of Girl Scout cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about how you broke that down, because that's not something that happens accidentally. I'm guessing that you must have set some specific goals and maybe said, I even need to sell this many per day. So share a little bit of that with me.
Well, every day I need to sell about 38 per hour to sell 377 each day.
So tell me a little bit about what you do each day, because that's a lot of cookies, that's a lot of boxes, and that's a lot of hours.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't give away all my secrets, but
Understand.
One thing that I do is I sell all the time. It takes lots of time, lots of commitment, and I ask everybody I see, and
Sure.
I try to get to see where all the people are.
Sure. So those three things you said are time, commitment, and asking everybody you see.
Yes.
So asking everybody you see, some people have to say no, and not everybody says yes. Tell me about what happens when somebody says no.
I just smile and say thank you anyway, because I can't let it get to me, because if I did, well, usually throughout the cookie sale, about 1 in every 3 people say no, and I just can't take that personally.
It is very, very impressive. I coach lots of salespeople at all levels across the country, and it's amazing how many of them take no personally. So the fact that you just turned 12 and you've already figured out how to not take no personally is awesome. So tell me a little bit about how you've marketed. You set some goals, and obviously you've got a lot of math that you put into, but tell me about your marketing plan. How have you figured out where to sell, who to sell to? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, at the beginning of every day, I talk with my mom about where should I go, and just I follow along that plan. And sometimes when I can't go to some of those places that we've talked about, I just move on to the next place. And then when we run out of ideas, we just drive down and hit every place we see.
Sure. So tell me what your favorite part about selling Girl Scout cookies is.
My favorite part is getting to meet new people, learn new things, and just get out there and sell.
Sure. So obviously being 12, you can't drive, so your parents are helping you. I know that in Girl Scouts, they really don't want parents to sell the cookies. So of these 20,000 boxes you're going to sell, are you selling all of them?
Yes. My mom, well, even if she tried, no one really wants to buy any cookies from the parents. It's about the girls selling and the girls' experience, and the parents shouldn't really have to sell.
When you break this record and you get to 20,000 boxes this year, what are you going to do next year?
Well, my goal as my career, I think I want to sell 100,000 boxes.
Wow. You're talking over the time that you sell Girl Scout cookies total. So if there was a young lady out there or a parent who was thinking about getting their daughter involved or their niece or their granddaughter involved in Girl Scouts, what things would you tell them about the positive things about being a Girl Scout?
Like once or twice a week, their girl gets to go to a meeting. At the meeting, the girls get to get involved,
Sure.
and they have lots of time. They spend, girls usually at meetings will spend time together, and we earn patches. Our troop earns patches almost every time that we go to a meeting, and we discuss things like trips that we can do, and what we're going to do with our cookie money to earn our bronze. Other troops, their silver and gold award. Our troop has earned our bronze, and so far, and now we are trying to earn our silver award.
Gotcha. So what did you guys do to earn a bronze award? I know that in Girl Scouts that's kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first year that I sold a lot of cookies, our troop got together and discussed some ideas about what we could do with all that money to earn our bronze award. So what we did was we took 54 backpacks full of school supplies, and we took them and donated them to an orphanage in Cozumel.
Cozumel, Mexico?
Yes.
Wow, that is awesome. So, Katie, and obviously we know that things can change throughout somebody's life, but fast forward a few years to the point you start finishing high school, and what do you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I'm not really for sure, but I think I might want to sell stuff.
Sure. I think that you'd probably have an awful lot of job offers based on what we've already learned about you, and if you ended up wanting to go into sales. So anything else that you'd like us to know about Girl Scouts or about cookie sales or about you?
Well, I just want everybody to know that when you set goals, that you can achieve them.
Sure, absolutely.
If you put in the time, the commitment, and the effort.
Sure.
Goals always can be achieved.
I agree. And one of the things that I see as a sales coach is that a lot of people don't ever set the goals. It's pretty hard to achieve the goals if we never set the goals. So kudos to you. So let me kind of recap a couple things that you've shared with me and see if I've got this right. So in being a Girl Scout and in selling Girl Scout cookies, some of the things that you've taken away personally, the ability to set goals, the ability to stretch those goals and set higher goals, the satisfaction that comes from being able to achieve those goals. A couple of other things that have stood out is the importance of behavior. You didn't use those words, but we talk about that, but actually doing the activities and the behaviors even when you don't feel like it. So I don't know if this ever happens to you, but in the 8 weeks that you sell Girl Scout cookies, I'm guessing that there's a time that you might not feel as good as you maybe did the day before or whatever, but from everything you shared, you still get up and you still go do it regardless of whether you feel 100% or 50%. Is that pretty fair?
Yes.
So doing that, and then also obviously there's some life skills that come across from what you've been able to do outside of goal setting. You have to touch an awful lot of money. When you sell 20,000 boxes of Girl Scouts cookies, that's a lot of money that goes through your hands.
Yes.
And I'm guessing you've got to be pretty good at math, because some people buy 1 box or 2 boxes or 10 boxes. You've got to make change, so you learn a lot of important life skills there. Is that pretty fair?
Yes. What I do is I memorize my totals.
Oh.
So I have my totals 1 through 12 memorized, because that's 1 box
Sure.
to 1 case.
Oh.
I also have the totals 16, 29, 30 memorized.
That is awesome. Good for you. Good for you. So, Katie, I get to meet a lot of different people in what I do, and I've got to say, I am very, very impressed with you, not just as a young lady and a Girl Scout, but as a person overall. You deserve some tremendous credit for the things that you've already been able to achieve, for the things that you're taking away, and then I would also say for the leadership potential that you show other young ladies that might think about Girl Scouts, or parents that are thinking about maybe getting their families, their daughters or nieces or nephews or grandkids involved in Girl Scouts. So, Katie, I very much thank you for your time. Congratulations on your success. I look forward to keeping track of how things go and hearing how you get to your 20,000 this year and hearing whatever goal you set for yourself next year. So thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Hello, my name's Mike Crandall. I run a sales and management development firm called Sandler Training. Just had the opportunity to spend several minutes visiting with Katie Francis. We had the opportunity to talk about her sales success. It was an awesome opportunity for me to be able to do that, and what I took away from that is how many things about being a Girl Scout translate into other things that can help you with success in life. Katie, if you've not heard her name, is going to be the world record setter here in the next couple of weeks in Girl Scout cookie sales. She'll sell 20,000 boxes this year, if not more, which beats the goal that somebody had several years ago of selling 18,000. And in that, what really jumped out to me as someone who helps people with professional and personal development is the importance of things like behavior, the importance of attitude, the importance of goal setting, the importance of getting out and talking to people. One thing that really jumped out to me is that selling Girl Scout cookies, if you get good at it and you practice, is that you learn how to not take no personally. Throughout our lives as we grow up, and even more specifically as adults, we're going to hear the word no a lot, whether you're in sales or management or leadership or customer service. And the ability to not take the no personally becomes incredibly important. So if you're thinking about something that you could have your young daughters or nieces or nephews or granddaughters do to help them develop their skills and abilities and behaviors as they grow up, I'd strongly encourage you to think about Girl Scouts. Katie's only been a Girl Scout for 4 years, but she's already done some amazing things. And nobody pushed her to set these goals and obtain these records. She did it all internally from things that she was able to learn about herself and learn about success in being a Girl Scout.